Hey Stampers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to show you a fun card that I made with the Cutest Cows stamp set. Now with that name you would expect a cow card, but not today. I'm doing a chicken card. How cute is that? I really had fun playing with this stamp set, so I want to show you this cute card that I made. Lots of fun sentiments on here, and I will do a cow card later, but I thought I would do the chicken card first since nobody seems to appreciate how cute the chickens are. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and take a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25 already. And I'm going to take my cutting and embossing machine, and I'm going to take the Stitch with Whimsy dies. That is this set here. I'm taking the biggest one. I just thought this was perfect for like a barnyard type card because it's got looks like little chicken scratches. And this is a unique die in that it doesn't cut all the way through, it just embosses. So really a fun one. I was actually kind of surprised when I first got it that it only embossed and didn't cut out, but I've really come to appreciate it, and it gives just a really cute look to your cards. So let's see if I can get this off without flinging everything on my desk around. And one other little thing that I want to do is I have a scrap of this Pebbled Path, which is an in color. And I'm going to take my Memento pad, which is black, tuxedo black. And you can't, yeah, I apologize for this. Let me just move this. The thing is I'm going to need to cut it out again. I'll just put it back, I guess, because it's not focusing. And I'm going to take the words congratulations, stamp it in the middle, and set this off to the side. And now I want to cut it out. And you could actually just cut this out with scissors if you wanted to, but I had a die that worked perfectly with it, and it comes from the Something Fancy dies. So like I said, you could just cut it out with scissors if you wanted to, because I actually used 5 die sets for this card. And you know, I wouldn't just go buy them if I didn't have them, but I did have them, and so I used them. But you don't really have to buy 5 dies if you don't have them. You might have something that you could substitute, or you can just cut it out with scissors. Like I said, cut it on a diagonal. Now the reason I stamped that first and then cut it out with the die rather than cut it out and then stamp is that it's nearly impossible to stamp it correctly after you've cut it out. I did try that in an earlier video that I had no idea why it totally messed up. And I didn't realize it until I was all the way done. The sound wasn't working in my video. So it's a microphone issue. But anyway, I think I threw it away. But in that one I actually stamped. I actually cut it out and then stamped. I just didn't line up, and so I wasn't too happy with that. So happier with that. So this was a Something Fancy dies, and the card itself I cut out with the largest Stitch with Whimsy dies, and then I took the next largest size. Now scratch that. That's it. That's all I did with that one. But I went ahead and cut out the rest of it in advance so that this video wouldn't be so stinking long. And I used the second and third dies in the rectangle, deckled rectangle dies, which are super fun. So that would be the blue one on the front, and the white one goes inside. And one thing I've learned is to put these dies back on your magnet sheet, so you don't like throw them away by accident or I don't know. Sometimes they get stuck to the back of my phone or back of my iPad. A little bit frustrating. I also took the third die in here off of the Radiating Stitches dies, which is an online exclusive, and I cut out this piece of In Color DSP. And then last I did this circle die to cut out the white circle that the chickens will be on. And that was the smallest circle that's in the Great Die Set Everyday Details dies. Really recommend this one. So I've used it a lot since I got it. And I haven't even had it very long because it's pretty new. Alrighty, so we are ready now to go for it. So what I want to do is stamp my chickens. And what I did is I just put these chickens on the circle, and then I took my acrylic block and pushed it down, and that's how I lined up the chickens just right. So I want to take my memento pad again. And, I'm going to test this on a piece of cardstock because it looks like, all right, it just got like a big gob of black on there, so I just wanted to clean it off and try it again. All right, that looks better. So you just want to hover and then push it down, and that looks perfect. And I put some chickens down here at the bottom. There we go. So there are my chickens, and then I took these little chicks and stamped them across the bottom. And I stamped one on a scrap piece of paper, which I don't know what I did with it, but this is another scrap. I'll just stamp it on here, and I'm going to cut it out with my little heart punch in a minute. All right, so let's move all that out of the way. I got my congratulations. All right, we are good to go. Oh, this is the one that I messed up earlier. I don't know if you can see it. It's all the way at the top. This is a little more centered. Actually, it's not that perfect either now that I look at it, but oh well. All right, my next step is to color, and for that I'm going to use the 700, SU 700 and SU 800, which are flesh tones, and the darker one is the 700, the lighter one is the 800. So I'm going to take the 800 first. Actually, no, I'm going to take the darker one first and do my shading. Around the backs of their heads, and that was it. Let me do it on my circle here. Now, the reason I'm starting with the darker color is because I like to drag the lighter color over the darker color and kind of blend it in. And so it makes no sense to me that the 800 would be the lighter color, but it is. So I'm going to take the brush side and just color that whole area, and that kind of blends in the shading. Now, the funny thing about these alcohol markers is that they lighten up as they dry. So at first it might seem darker or a different color, but as it dries, it changes color, which is pretty cool, really. Kind of reminds me of those mood rings from back in the day. And the chicks, I actually colored them with the darker, I think. Yeah. I could do the chicks in light daffodil. I think I will. I'm going to do light daffodil for the chicks because they're kind of, chicks are usually kind of yellow. This is sort of more of a flesh tone, so let me try this one first. Yeah, I like that color. That looks good. All right, so we're going to do that. And you can see that I kind of goofed up there and went outside the line. So that's where this color lifter is so awesome. It just seems like a white marker, but it actually just lifts the color off. So I'm just going to touch it there, and you give it a few minutes to dry, and it takes the color right out, sort of like an eraser. Very cool. All right, so we'll leave that to dry, and I'm going to come in with the dark cherry cobbler and do their comb and wattle. Which kind of makes me wonder, do hens really have a wattle? I know the roosters do. I think I'm going to have to Google it after this video is over and see if the hens really do. I can't remember. Did have chickens growing up on the farm. I sadly live in the city now. Can't have chickens anymore. So I have to buy eggs from my friend. Wish I could have chickens. They're a lot of fun. Kind of stinky though, as I recall. And you know, my aunt lived in Los Angeles when I was growing up as a child. I'm actually from the West Coast, live in the Midwest now. But she had chickens in Los Angeles, which I don't know if it was legal for her to have them or not, but she had chickens and it was pretty fun. She had eggs and stuff. I doubt she had a rooster because she lived smack dab in the city, but we surely can't do that here in my neighborhood. We're not allowed to have fences, and everybody kind of sees what's going on in our backyard. So yeah, we couldn't do that, but oh well. And this is light pebbled path, and I'm going to color the tail and the wings in pebbled path. Now my sister lives out in the country, so she's able to have chickens, but sadly not near me, so I don't get to go enjoy her chickens. So I just have to satisfy myself with making chicken cards, and I think I'm going to make her some chicken cards and some cow cards because she has cows too. I think she'd get a kick out of that. So if you're like me and you grew up on a farm but you can't have animals anymore, you can make them, which is just a lot of fun. All right, this, if you remember, this punch was from, sort of hard to see, I apologize, I'm videotaping at night. This is from the bee, which by the way is in the new catalog. Yay! These are supposed to be the wings of the bee, and actually the little heart, the antennas go on. The big heart is the wings. So I did do a bee card video a month or so ago, so you can check that out. But I'm going to use a little heart for this card. And now we are ready to assemble. So I want to take my Stampin' Seal, and you don't have to put it all over the place. You can just go for the four corners. If it's a bigger piece, you might go in the middle like I just did. And it's just that simple. Now, if you don't have this die, you can just cut out a piece of blue cardstock, which is about 3 inches by 4.5. And then this piece of DSP is 2 by about 3.5. So you could do that if you don't have these die sets and you want to make this card. Or a card like this even. This is just a fun layout. So you could just even copy the layout if you didn't have this stamp set. But you're missing out if you don't have the stamp set because it's super cute. And it is in the new catalog that comes out the end of next month. Actually, I guess it's the start of May when it comes out. So this will be in there, but it won't be a bundle deal anymore. So I haven't really used the dies that come with this, but I will use, actually I think it's a punch, isn't it? I will use it in my next card. So If you want to get it as a deal, 10% off, you can go to my website, which is listed on my YouTube channel, and get it. Let's see, where's that little chick? There it is. For the chick, I'm going to put it on with a glue dot. You could glue this on. The problem with using glue on such a little thing is it oozes out pretty easily. So you just have to use a tiny little dab. All right, this is the rustic twine, in color twine, that's perfect for this card because it's kind of a little bit chunky and maybe just a little more rustic than some of the other twines, and I really like it. It's a lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna just made a little bow there, and I'm gonna trim it. And I'm gonna put it this way since it's wanting to curl the other way. And the thing about these bows, you can just keep twiddling with them, tweaking them, and you can get them to lay pretty nicely. I am gonna use a glue dot for this one as well. Can use glue, but then you gotta kind of hold it there and wait for it to dry. And I don't know about you, but I'm kind of impatient. So there we go. There's that. It's kind of sticking up weird, but that's all right. Alrighty, and I'm gonna put this on a dimensional. Now you notice, see how the back, when you use alcohol markers, it does tend to bleed through. So you want to make sure that you're layering if you're going to use the alcohol markers. I'm going to use 3 dimensionals so that it's not wobbling on just 2. I'm peeling them off with my finger. And there we go. There's my little chickens. Now, when I saw these little chickens, I thought, wow, that would make such a cute baby card, and which is what I was really thinking of for this card. It was a baby card, but when I brought it to Stamp Club, my girlfriend said, wow, that would make a really cute graduation card. So she has twins, and they're both graduating this year. So she was pretty excited to make it a graduation card. So you can just use it however you want to use it. It could be really just any kind of occasion. And you can change up the word congratulations if you want. But anyway, there's my card. Super cute. Love how it turned out. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. I could really use your support. And have a nice day.